But I mean, did you think in general everybody involved in that, even Lane Hudson and others, were like revealing something that makes gay people look bad? That seemed to be part of what you were saying.
I do. And look, I've said before, I don't have a problem in outing someone who is, say, an elected official, who is a notorious homophobe, and uses his office to hurt the gay community. And if he's a public official, and I don't really have much problem with that. With the case of Mark Foley, that just wasn't the case. And if you look at Mark Foley's record, he had something like an 85 or 90% rating from the Human Rights Campaign. He was sponsoring hate crimes legislation, adoption, gay adoption laws, all sorts of things. And he may have not been as outspoken as Barney Frank, but that's the choice he made. So
I want to get to that in a minute, but just to get back on this issue of exposing something, aren't they really, though? They're not making gay people look bad. They're making the closet look bad. I mean, they're trying to show the damage the closet does.
Well, okay. One, I don't really think Mark Foley was closeted. I just disagree with you. I don't think Mark Buse is closeted. I think your definition of what the closet...
Well, I don't think Mark Buse was, but Mark Foley, as a person of high... a very high-ranking public official who was not open about his sexual orientation.
What defines open? Do you want him to do a sit-down interview with the Advocate every year?
But here's the thing. If he wasn't closeted then there's really no breach here of privacy.
Well, I would say, sending these emails around that he was writing, that was bringing his privacy. That was bringing his private life.
But I mean,
to the fore.
some of these people cared about the kids.
Sure.
I mean, Lane Hudson was a page.
Of course, I'm not defending what Mark Foley did, and I don't think he would. Okay, I don't think Mark Foley would. He's admitted that he's done wrong. But at the end of the day, Mike, do you think what Mark Foley did was any worse than what Bill Clinton did, or what Barney Frank did, or what David Vitter did, or any of these other people?
Well, okay, we would have to take each of them separately, okay, because they're all very, very different. But here's the thing, though.
And can I say one more thing? About the closet, you said before that this was about showing how painful and awful the closet is.
For some people,
I agree with you entirely, but why make an example of someone? Why take someone like Mark Foley and bring this all out into public for weeks on end and ruin his life just so you can make a political point?
But here's what I would say, because you're a journalist and I'm a journalist, right?
Yep.
So people are all doing different things for different reasons.
Yes.
For me, I'm not a propagandist to make the gay community look good. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to report the truth. I'm here to expose the truth for everybody. I'm not here, leave that to HRC or gay groups to just don't talk about this and make sure you talk about that. If a story is a story, it needs to be done.
Well, where's the media and where are you guys and everyone on the Tim Mahoney scandal? Okay, which is...
I talked all about the Tim Mahoney scandal the day before yesterday and how outrageous it was.
Well, I don't see the same... to be fair, I don't see the same...
And if you connect the dots to that one, too, how badly Democratic leaders acted. And Rahm Emanuel brought him in, and he was really a Republican.
What did Rahm Emanuel know, and when did he know it? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. No, but look, I'm an equal opportunity. Look, I have written all about Barbara Mikulski, one of the most liberal Democrats in the Senate, who was also a closeted lesbian. Yes. Okay, and who voted for the Defense of Marriage Act.
Sure.
So to me, news is news, and hypocrisy is often news. Even if hypocrisy is legal and you're entitled to it, it's news. And I distinguish between, sort of people who may be doing it just for, activist purposes versus talking about journalism. Now, you believe what happened to Mark Foley, though, was unfair in the end because of this investigation, which a lot of people are questioning this investigation. And I mean, Congress, the Republicans, wouldn't even release all of the information.
Well, actually, the
emails.
FBI, they wouldn't release it to the Florida authorities, but the FBI went over everything. And you can actually read the report, and I have it here in front of me, and you can actually read the report, and they don't they say that there was no reason to suspect that he did anything illegal, and there were no leads. None of the 17 pages whom they interviewed said that there was anything untoward or anything remotely illegal. None of the parents of the pages said that either. So in the absence of any evidence of any wrongdoing, like I said in the article, I mean, liberals are the first people to rush to the defense of poor black criminal defendants. And here's a guy with no evidence.
Reporters don't determine guilt or innocence. That's for a judge and a jury or a panel or an investigation. A story's a story.
Sure, but fine, yes. I mean, it
was a story. This man is online.
It was a story.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay. So then we're okay with that.
I'm just saying the extent to which it was talked about in the media, in my personal opinion, was totally overblown. And I think a lot of the reason why that was frankly because there was a gay angle to this. And it was a little bit creepier and a little bit more disgusting and a little bit more lewd because it was a gay man and 17-year-old young men. And I think that if this was a straight, heterosexual Republican congressman and a bunch of 19-year-old, 17-year-old female pages, that it would have been just another Washington sex scandal.
I don't know about that, and that may or may not be true, and that may be a reflection of how homosexuality absolutely is treated.
Exactly,
but it still doesn't mean it shouldn't be a story.
It should be a story.
And for us, he did vote for the Defense of Marriage Act. He was revealed as gay years ago.
Bill Clinton signed the Defense of Marriage Act.
Yeah, and
a lot of Democrats voted for it too. Look, I mean,
but Bill Clinton is not part of a party that uses family values to attack gays.
Mark Foley has a record on all the other issues. He was on the right side of these things, and I don't think it was worth. I agree with you. This was a story.
But Jamie, I got to tell you something. Any Republican, even if they have the best record, is still held to a different standard because at the end of the day, they vote to keep the radical right wing in the leadership of their party.
Well,
they follow a party that has an agenda that oppresses gay people.
Look, you got to change the Republican Party for the better. Okay, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a movement conservative. Okay, but I understand that we live in a country that even if Barack Obama is elected president, we live in a country that is center right. Okay, that's just the end of the day. That's what America is. And for us to get where we want to be, we're going to have to convince people who are more conservative. And you have to change.
I understand that. I understand that. But that's an activist perspective again. And I'm talking as a journalist. It's a story.
Well, you're shifting back and forth. I mean, you're shifting back. You were in activist mode.
You seem to be. Okay.
You were in activist mode a minute ago, saying why we have to hold Republicans.
No, I think the media should be holding. I think journalists need to hold them to a different standard because of their rhetoric. They are the ones using family values. If they drop that, then it won't be an issue. Look,
can I say one thing? My problem was I saw in a lot of gay activists when this thing went down 2 years ago, there's a lot of glee. And a lot of people were saying, oh, it's great, this guy deserves it, he's a member of the Republican Party, blah, blah, blah. My initial reaction was one of pity, okay? Just frankly, that's what it was. Because
I pity him too.
And I wasn't happy about it. And I feel that a lot of gay activists were happy about this.
I think this is a man with a lot of problems.
It is, and you should feel some sympathy for the guy.
Well, of course you do. But, journalists feel sympathy for a lot of people who they reveal stuff about, but the public needs to know.